Hello and welcome to my channel. I'll be reading more of the ghost stories and then I would end it with something from what's like a legend or something? Let me at least get a good as okay. Hold on. I am trying paranormal encounters. Yeah, sorry if it's quiet. It's just I'm looking for very good story too, actually, too. Ooh. Okay. So the title is called That Time I Got Called to Investigate a Haunting with the Police, but turned out to be something else. Sorry, my cat was messing with something. Okay. There's a church in Esto Island, the oldest church in America. There's a legend of a girl that got buried alive and died, like buried alive in a crypt. She unfortunately discovered too late and died. There's scratch marks still to this day all over the crypt wall, and they took out the door down because it would be busted open constantly. There's legends of screaming at night in the graveyard. One particular night, I got a call by a police buddy of mine because no one wanted to go out there. Anyways, I had a convoy at least 5 cars behind me and one in front of me. We were going very fast to this location. We get there, it's quiet for a few minutes. We all heard the scream. But the kicker it wasn't screaming from a dead human ghost entity. It was a giant white owl, and of the most beautiful owls I've seen, with a giant wingspan. Moral of the story, here is something it's the a lot of things that are more scary than ghosts will ever be. You should have seen the owl flew out of the crypt. A bunch of grown officers screaming like little girls, and one nearly shitting his pants. I got it all on film still to this day, the whole story. And that's from Firefly on Reddit. Okay, that was cool. Okay, let me try going to ghost stories and try to find something that's good. If not, I can try reading some Let's Not Meet stories. There's a story by, hold on. Okay, let's try it. Let's not meet, since I got a very good story in. Ready? Okay. This one's from Fred Palace. Chased by a naked man in the forest. From Let's Not Meet. Hey y'all, this took place the summer of 2022, so last year before this year. And I just never thought of writing this story because I was so stunned that it happened to me. So every summer in my city, me and my friends like to make small campfires in chill, secluded areas because we don't want to drive an hour to an actual campsite and pay any campsite fee to do so. These also happen pretty constantly, so it's a nice last minute thing to do. There's one spot near my house that's located by a river that's really nice because no one usually goes there. The only thing to worry about are bears, though, because living in the Pacific Northwest is challenging like that. And my house specifically is located right next to a mountain and forest. One particular night at 11 p.m., I decided to go ahead of my friends and meet them at the spot and set things up early because I wanted to be chilling once they all get here. The spot I get to has a 2-minute paved walkway I have to go through, and then I have to take a small trail ramping down the right side of the bridge that crosses over the river. Along this paved walkway is 2 lamps located at halfway and another at the start of the bridge and the ramp down to the campfire spot. I parked my car at the beginning of the trail on the street and bring my campfire stuff like flashlights, ladders, small firewood, small shovels to take out the pit, etc. I get to the spot and it's a small sandy beach kind of embankment on the side of the river with a small waddle area for toddlers with their families during hot summers. So I set up the chair and I get to digging the pit with only my flashlight illuminating where I'm digging. I'm also just shoveling the sand right next to me now where the water, but all of a sudden I hear a loud splash. A splash so loud that it can only come from something equally large, like a 2-handed sized rock. I have a bad feeling about this. Like, it's a long ass story. Okay. I'm confused because I swear I'm not throwing my sand into the water even though I'm only a few feet away. I shine my flashlight at the water and I don't see anything, so I kind of just brushed it off, thinking I'm hearing things, but as I keep shoveling a bit more, I hear another loud splash. At this point, I think something is falling from above because logically something must be falling into the water. I point the flashlight above where the trees are above the river, and I don't see anything big enough to make the splash. So as I keep digging with my heart rate racing, kind of going at this point, I hear rustling past the arch of where the bridge goes over the river. I quickly grab my light and shine it towards where I heard the rustling. I called out, "Hello?" No response. In my head, if it was a bear, I should be getting out there immediately. But there was no bear or signs of anything for that matter. So I tell myself I'm hearing things now because I've seen horror movies before, and now my mind is playing tricks on me. But I hear the noise again, and it clearly sounds like leaf being rustled. So I shine my flashlight over to the area again, and I focus my eyes towards the illuminated area. I see a naked back of a man hunched over. I kind of froze in anxiety and stress because honestly, all the things was to see, I didn't think I'd see a naked back of a man. From the quick analysis my brain could muster, he looked to be mid-40s, shaved, not bald, and medium-ish built, like a mix between chubby and built. As I had my flashlight staying on his back, he started to stand up. The first thing I noticed was that he wasn't wearing pants either. My next reflex was to pack up all my crap and get the hell out of there because now I'm piecing in my mind that he must have thrown things into the water to scare or shoo me away. So after using my reflexes detective skills, I produced to speed walk out of there with all of my stuff. Hold on, I'll be back. I have to grab my drink. I can't believe I'm doing stories like these. I'm at 11 minutes, going on 12 minutes. Might get drunk at this point. I'm carrying all my things with me and briskly walking up the small ramp, and I'm on the paved path now. Out of the forest, I can feel my heart beating in my chest, and I'm frequently looking back to make sure. Hold on. Sorry about that. I'm not being followed. I'm in Crocs, mind you, so I'm hoping that if I have to book it out of there, I'd regret not being in sport mode from the get-go. I make it to the halfway point, and I'm sense of relief starts setting in. I made it safely out of the very scary situation, but I checked behind me for the final time. I see something. Slowly creeping over the ramp, I see the naked man crawl on all fours. Okay. Being a horror movie fanatic, especially with my phone case and my shirt, if I see a man like that crawling on all fours, I'm like, fuck this, get in my car, lock the car, call 911, and literally say, hey, there's a fucking idiot naked in the forest, and he's chasing me, and he crawled on all four. I would literally say that. As he was primate walking, his head was positioned towards me, looking at me as he made his way to the middle of the paved walkway. He slowly gets up from his stance and starts standing on his feet and position his body to face me. After setting himself into his new position, the man starts running towards me. Okay. I'll be fucking terrified as well. Like, damn. I freaking book it. I ran so hard I can down the path, as hard as I can down the path. My flashlight jumped out of my pocket and I lost it, but I didn't care because a whole naked ass man was chasing me at 11 p.m. at night in a secluded forest. I looked back for a split second, and the man still running towards me, still completely naked. He could have my flashlight for all I care. I wanted to make it out of this situation alive. I finally make it out of the forest and ran to my car, which is only 30 feet, and from the end of the forest. I desperately get into my car like a classic horror movie. I fumble and try to get my keys fob to unlock my car. I finally drop my keys and quickly think to myself, I'm actually dead. But I brush the thought off and pick them back up. I get my fob, properly unlocked the doors, and threw my stuff into the back seat before getting in my car. This felt like an eternity, but in hindsight, more likely took 6 seconds together. As I try to guide my key into ignition, I am fixated on the end of paveway that I was just at a few seconds later, waiting to see if the naked man was still coming. I feel my keys go into the ignition and I switch my sights onto the road in front of me and I zoomed out of the area as fast as possible. I drive away and I'm a good 30 seconds from the location of the horror that just took place. I get a call on my phone. It was my friend calling me if I made it to the spot yet, and all I said to them is, guys, I have a crazy story to tell you. They pulled up to my house because, again, it's actually distinctly close to the campfire area. And I tell them the whole story that I told it just now. They swear that it was none of them trying to prank me or anything like that. And I also knew none of them would try to full sprint at me with their dong out. But as we're just talking out in front of my house, there's a college student who looks like he's walking home that's going towards the direction where I encountered the naked man. I yelled out to him, "Yo, be careful, there's a naked man that just chased me out of by the bridge that crossed over the river." He responded, "Oh damn, really? I gotta go over that bridge to go home." All I tell him is, "Good luck, man." The next day I reported it to the police by phone, but they sent over an officer so I can tell them in person and show them where the area was. I saw the things. When we went to see there, where I initially saw the man's back hunched over, they said they didn't see any trace of anyone being there previously, but the officer said they would make note of it if anything's happened. Some friends say it's SW, because I can't say because, one, part Native American, can't say a lot. That's why I say walkers or SWs. Others say more realistic, it's either homeless, mentally ill, or a drunk/high person. One theory I've heard my friends say is that it's like a future version of me pulling a prank on a past version of me, because honestly, if or when time travel is real, I would totally screw with my younger self like that. So that is the only crazy let's not meet story I have, but damn, is it a story I will never forget. And he made an edit. I realized I said I had a chair with me, but now I remember I didn't have one with me at this time. Usually I do have a camping chair, but since I was by myself, it was quite a lot to bring by myself. And that was fucking creepy. Someone posted true story. I'm not gonna read it. Okay, this video is going on way too long. I know I did say I might end it off with this legend, but with the Let's Not Meet and awesome ghost encounter, that's about it. Sorry, I'm literally looking at my TV.